Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to wonderful message and conversation we're going to have with Miss Kim Jacobs. I am Celeste Johnson. As you know, we are on Les Brown's channel. He is so wonderful. He allows us to expose people, give some exposure to wonderful people, people that are doing great things, because he does great things. And so we want to just say thank you very much, Les Brown, for being the man that you have been and that you continue to be. And I just want you to always continue to follow him, do all the things you can do, because he's got some amazing things coming up, including having me on his channel along with my guests, Kim Jacobs. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Celeste Johnson, the best from east to west. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you very much. It is a delight to be here. It is wonderful because every time I'm around you, Kim, seriously, you have this radiant energy and you have this smile. Look at her smile. People, how can you turn her back on that, right? She's just amazing. Not only is she beautiful, but she's doing some amazing things. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Again, happy holidays to everyone. I know we're in the Christmas week, and I hope that you're having a great time with your family and your friends and loved ones. Make sure you're loving on them as much as possible. And what Kim does, I want to just start talking about some of the things she does, because she is engaged with people all over the world, really, her guests. She has a TV show, Kim Jacobs Show. Yes, Kim?
Yes. I'm quite excited about it.
Monday through Friday, and I've had the privilege of being on there. But what's most important is she has these wonderful guests. And so when you tune in, you get not only informed, but you get inspired, you get excited, because it's just a wonderful exchange of dialogues. Kim, tell us a little bit more about the show. How long has you been doing it? What's behind it? Share that with us.
Absolutely. First of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here on the platform, and definitely thank Les Brown, because he has just been an encouragement along all of our journey. Some people call him Uncle Les. Some people call him a mentor. I call him a mentor and a friend, and I'm really honored to be here today. And Celeste, regarding you, I know that we've had lots of encounters, and every time it's just been a pleasure and an honor and a privilege to be able to be in your presence. I know sometimes we talk about, the celebrities and everything, but you're a celebrity in your own right, and you bring so much value to this world. So thank you. I just want to start off by saying thank you for being who you are as well. All right. Okay. So now I'll transition. I am Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show. And I'm excited because I get the opportunity to provide outstanding guests that come on to the platform Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. for a 60-minute show. And Celeste Johnson's been one of our guests. We've had Les Brown, George Frazier, we've had Emmett Smith and Pat Smith, and we've had, you name it, a lot of different celebrities, and as well, everyday heroes that are people that are sharing their backstories. Celeste, they are sharing some things that they've had to overcome as they're balancing and managing their lives. And believe it or not, sometimes we only get the chance to see where people are today, but we really never get to see what was the backstory, what happened along their journey to really make them be who they are today. Because a lot of people have overcome a lot of things, and you know how much is going on in the land. So every weekday at 11 o'clock a.m., we present someone very special to you that can help provide a missing piece to the puzzle that might just be missing in your life.
You know, you said something really important. You said lots of things important, namely that I was great. No.
But you're great. You remember that, right? I don't remember anything else, but I remember that I was great.
You got to have a sense of humor, right? No, but on a serious note, what you said is, there's so many people that have the backstory, that they've overcome so many things, and you share those stories and give insight. And you're so right. In the last couple of years, we've all been extra challenged. I mean, we have life in general that's been challenging, but with all of the different things going on in our world and in our country, it's been challenging. And so it's important to get some inspiration from others who've overcome. What's behind it? Why did you start the show? Give me that backstory.
I started the show. That's why networking is so important. Back in like many years ago, 13 years ago, actually, to be exact, I was at a networking event and I shared my dream of wanting to have a talk show. But it was just a conversation. You had 1 minute to share what it is that you have as a dream or a goal. And we were in like a speed round of networking. And the young lady said, oh, let's meet for coffee one day and I'll talk to you further about your dream. Well, let's go back for a second, Celeste. The thing is, how many of you know that it is important that whatever we do when we're young people, we might be really practicing and preparing for something that we know not of. So at a teenage years, I was actually muting the television and I was reading closed captioning, Celeste. Guess who I was emulating at that time? I'm not gonna put you on the spot for real. I'll tell you. Like, don't do that to me. I am the host. Okay. No, I really was emulating Oprah Winfrey, and I was emulating Phil Donahue. I would actually read the closed captioning, Celeste. So when you talk about when did I start this whole talk show thing, it was back many years ago that I was reading the closed captioning and just emulating everything that Oprah was saying. And I would say, hey, coming to the stage next is my girlfriend, Gail. And I would say everything she was saying, not having any clue, Celeste, that many years fast forwarding that at this networking event, I would actually share my dream in a 1 minute networking round. The lady met me for coffee and she took me to an old abandoned, she took me to an old abandoned warehouse. I was like, where are we going? I don't know her like this. What if this is like
oh my goodness.
She took me to an old abandoned warehouse. And when I walked in, there were lights everywhere, Celeste, everywhere throughout the building. And there were about 25 people in this abandoned building. In there, they had one chair. Imagine this chair sitting in the middle of all of these lights and 25 people. Guess what? They were a crew waiting for one person to be the talent. And it was me. They wanted to see how I could come in and command the audience and act like it was my 100th show, not my first show. And guess what? We became a pair of all of us. And I became the talent hosting a show on PBS.
My goodness.
And on the Word Network. And becoming the balance expert on NBC. So that happened 13 years ago, Celeste.
Oh my gosh, that's a great story. I didn't know that. That is fabulous. And you know what I'm hearing from you, Kim, is the part about the dream. First of all, being able to be clear and sometimes not being clear early on, but holding on to it and then communicating it. And you never know the doors that can open.
That's right. That's right. So, well, you've heard Les say many times over that the only limitations in life are the ones that we place on ourselves.
That's right.
Y'all know these quotes if y'all are here on Les Brown's platform.
That's right.
And we don't need to quote anybody else when we know we can quote him. And he's had some wonderful quotes along our journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So absolutely, people, hold on to your dreams. And particularly at this time of the year, let's go to that. We know that being clear of your focus and your vision and what you want is important all year long. But around this time of the year, the end of the year or the beginning of the year coming forward, we tend to be thoughtful about what we want to do, what we want our lives to look like, what the goals might be for the next year. So what we're going to say to you is hone in on that. Really tune in. What is it that you want? How do you design your life? You know, we just talked, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. We just joined this one organization, that's talking about helping you design your life. But and it helps you to identify those dreams and goals, just like Kim had years ago. And now she's living it, walking it, which is really fantastic. But you know what? Let me say something else that I think is important about Kim. Not only does she host her own show, and it's really fabulous, and we're going to go to YouTube to check her out, and I'll give you the address in just a little bit, but she also helps others who are interested in hosting their show get prepared for that. So she's been doing it 13 plus years, right? And now for who do you really target, Kim? Give us some insight on how you go about doing that and how people can maybe find out more information about trying to become a host themselves.
Yes, absolutely. The thing is, I've had people along this journey because, you know, I've been traveling. I traveled with Les Brown and worked alongside of him and teaching people how to start their own seminar business and sharing their story from scratch. And we've been doing that since I was like 24 years old. I'm 51. I'm quite proud to be able to share my age. I'm 51. Okay.
right.
But anyway, as I go now into this phase of the talk show world, I realize that there are so many motivational speakers. There are people that are business owners. There are people that are authors with lots of different anthologies and projects that maybe 20, 30 people have collaborated on. And they're trying to get their message out to their own tribes. Many of them are experts in their own right, and they just want to figure out how to expand their brand. But they're like, I don't really know where to begin. Guess what? What I do is I teach people on our program how to start your own talk show from scratch. So everything, Celeste, that I've learned along my journey, as many things as possible, I pour it into them. I share with people, how do you identify your target audience? How do you go about making sure that you're having audience engagement? How do we reach out to the people that are commenting over here and we pull their comments in and we get them engaged? And how do we check the proper lighting? How do you make sure that you get your sponsorship? All your banners, and how do you work the different platforms? Which platform is best for you? It's a lot of different components, Celeste, that make up the 6 1-hour trainings that we do.
So 6 1-hour trainings.
So
are they virtual or how? Tell us more. Tell us more. How does it work?
So what happens is we'll go, just like how you and I are meeting here together, we would meet one-on-one and we'll talk through each week, 1 hour per week. We'll go through a specific topic and we'll go and deep dive on that particular topic for 6 straight weeks. And then I'll also, guess what I also do? I give you a code to be able to unlock, almost like a fly on the wall, Celeste. What happens is you get the chance to see other people that have already graduated from the course. And you're getting to hear their questions and their comments and what they did, some stumbling blocks, some technical difficulties that they had. In case it's a question that you don't ask during our training, you'll unlock about 8 weeks worth of content through their training. It's really awesome.
Robust. That's great. Now, let me ask you, do people typically come with an idea already, or do you help them formulate the idea for the show, or how does that work?
We've had both scenarios, Celeste. So what's happened is some people come, they're like, I don't have a clue. I just know that I want to get my message out, my branding to be expanded. And I have a group of team followers and my tribe, they call it, but they have no concept of their show at all. So we go right from the beginning and we come up with a show name. They purchase it on the domain. We go from A to Z. And I'm like, get off the training right now. Go purchase that. Go get that name. That is incredible show name. We want to make sure
like that sounds like Les right there. Get the domain. Get the domain.
Go get it. You know, we learned that from Les. That's the bottom line. He's like, stop all the talking, Kim and Celeste and Ona and all of y'all. So you know, go get the domain.
Buy it now and buy everything that's around it, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. And so that's another lesson for those of you who are listening. Not only is we're going to further dive into this process of what Kim can offer, which is amazing, but little lessons along the way, the Les Brown piece. If you have an idea and you think it's halfway really brilliant, or someone says, ooh, that sounds good, go get that domain, because I'm telling you, they go so fast. I don't know if it's some buzz out in the air and then somebody sucks it in or whatever. But
it's actually more strategic. Can you believe it? What happens is if you start searching it, there are ways for the search engines to pick up on the. It's a lot of like little rhythms and some behind the scenes stuff. My son taught me this stuff. So he's like, Mom, once we search it, sometimes people will buy the domains and then they put them up for a higher price for you to be able to purchase it from them. So I'm like, oh, come on, I need that name. And he's like, well,
that's true.
You were searching it and it's gone.
Don't search it, and especially don't search it in the GoDaddy or whatever, because they know you're looking for it. So
you have to get it when you start searching it. Search it and buy it the same minute. That's a free tip for y'all. Remember, I gave you out.
That's a wonderful tip. So you train, you bring people in, they learn it. They go on, like platforms. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? I mean, I'm sure you get into it in detail when you're training, but just give a little snippet to us. If I want to start a show and I'm saying, okay, Ms. Jacobs, I want to have, a show weekly or every day of the week, like what you're doing. I come into your program, we go through the things, but how do I know, like what platforms do I, you're on YouTube right now, right? You use YouTube?
Yes, we actually go live across 8 or more platforms at one time. So the
Okay.
way that I train you is for you not to be able to have to go into each entity separately to hit live and do all of that. But I carry you through a formal training so that when you hit live, you're going live on multiple platforms at one time. And it's universal and it works lovely. And all of the viewers are able to tune in from their various locations all in one swoop. And that makes a huge difference.
The other thing I noticed, and I don't know what platform you use, I use StreamYard, but you also, when in the show, you'll bring in comments from people.
Yeah.
And is that pretty common? And how does that work?
Yes, the way that that works, and you're right here on a StreamYard platform. So if I was training you right now and we were behind the scenes, I would say, okay, so Celeste, what you're going to do is go over where the comment section is, and you'll see a plus sign right there. Like now, you girl, you got me have to put these glasses on because I'm 51. So let me see. So let's see. We have over here. I'm going to act like I'm running the platform for a second. So I see Virginia. Hit that plus sign right there, Celeste.
Wait a minute, I don't see the plus sign. But I don't see.
Okay, the plus right sign. Over Virginia Rutherford Hall. Hit that.
See, I've been scrolling. I don't see Virginia's name, but let me tell you what I did see while I'm looking for Virginia. Oh, I see her right here. But I saw a comment while you were talking. I wanted to laugh. Somebody said they love listening to older women. I was saying, who are you listening to?
You better turn the channel. You better turn the channel. I am not older. I am 51. Well, that must be somebody in there, what, in their 20s or something.
Oh, we just love these comments.
You better respect your elders if you're considering me old.
They just don't know.
Anyway, like, I love listening to you old gals.
I know. It's like, watch out. Okay, so I'm back to the lesson. Okay, I'm at the plus. I'm looking at Virginia.
Right over, pick anybody. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Just pick a name. Right. You're just right. So then the comment appears. Yeah, so there you have it. The comment will appear and you can leave it on there for however long until you want to take it off. The other thing that's important to know, hey, how are you, Virginia? That gives people a chance to have some conversation. And if there's a specific question that you all have for me as the guest, I'm turning into the host, Lord have mercy. So you're the guest today. So as a guest, if you have specific questions of me, as the guest of Celeste on Les's platform, all you would do is pop your question right there in the comment section. She'll put it up, and that gives me, as the guest, the opportunity to address your question or your concern. And be mindful, Celeste, so you don't pop the wrong thing up. There are some people, every once in a while, it's rare, but sometimes there are hagglers and they'll put something like big booty, whatever. So you do need to kind of pay attention. This is just a free training part for you guys.
From Ghana.
Hey, Isaac, got to have you from Ghana. It's a pleasure. So listen, if somebody puts up a comment in there and they can only see it on the platform that they are on, if they're doing some kind of haggling or whatever, but not everyone can see it until you officially pop it onto the screen. Then it's across all of the platforms. We go live on LinkedIn Live. We go live on Twitter. We go live on multiple Facebooks. We go live on iHeartRadio. We go live on a lot of different platforms all at one time. And so it's important that I don't put something up that is, the rest of the platforms are like YouTube and different ones. You don't have to experience that if you're staying in control, and you're in control as the host.
Absolutely. Let me ask you two more questions that comes to mind. One is, what about those people? Well, first of all, what's the advantage of doing a video where you have a show where it's live and you can see versus a podcast that most of those are just audio? Why did you choose that? And do you have any insight on that for those that may be on the fence, figuring out which way to go?
Well, I think if you're on the fence, I recommend that you definitely take the training and let me talk to you, because it's from a perspective of working within your own comfort level. But sometimes you don't know what your comfort level is because you're just like, as Les, again, I'm using one of his quotes, you're in the picture frame. So you don't see yourself. Other people from the outside are the ones that would have to give you some level of coaching or some feedback to say, this is where I think you're really gifted at. When you're doing a show or taking on the responsibility of hosting a show on a platform, you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to become someone else. I don't want to be Oprah. I love Oprah and I honor Oprah, but I will never be Oprah. And I don't even want to attempt to be somebody else. I just want to be the best Kim that God created me to be. I don't even want to be like anybody else. I just want to learn nuggets from people and apply them into my life and be the best version of who God created me to be. Does that make sense?
Of course, that makes sense. 100%. Now, there's the other thought that comes to mind. We're channeling Les. Come on, we've got that mutual relationship. But people are wondering, should I be on TV? And he says, well, you do have a face for radio.
Only Les would say that,
You have a face for radio. Okay, so all right, but
the thing is, Celeste, from a radio, or let's go back for a second, because I do want to address your specific question, which is, should you go live on a video platform or an audio platform? My question, my comment would be, go live on both if you're afforded that opportunity. So what I do is I go live on as many of those platforms as possible. You can even go live on Clubhouse at the same time as well. But you just have to get approval from the Clubhouse platform for you to stream live, because other people are listening in and you're really streaming it on other platforms. So there are all kinds of ways for you to go live on video and audio. And the reason it's important to do it on audio too is because not everyone is a part of Facebook and not everyone's a part of YouTube, but they may have a phone, or they may have a Kindle or something that they can still download your program, and you can get monetized through the amount of downloads that you get on your platforms. So that's a whole piece of the training as well. So don't deprive anyone of the opportunity.
So what would you say to someone who, you started to talk about this at the top of the show, about people having their own experiences, and is my experience worthy of having a show or telling my story, or, why should I think about even having a show? Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because there are people, we all have experiences and we all have journeys and things we've overcome, but what propels either a speaker or a business person or someone to want to do a show? Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. So what compels a person to want to be able to have a show is not even that they want to have a show. It's just that they want to expose people to the opportunity to not be deprived of the gift that God gave you, meaning me personally, you, Celeste. You should have a show. That's a given to me. And it also gives you the opportunity to share your contacts and the people that are in your circle that are also experts, because we're not the experts on everything. I am not the expert on everything. I can't be the expert on everything. But the one area that I'm gifted at and talented at, I can expose that to people. I'm the balance doctor. I'm Kim Jacobs, the balance doctor. Okay. And you don't even know why I'm the balance doctor, but I'm the balance doctor because I have with lots of chaos. Okay. But Celeste, you would bring your gift and your talent to the universe. And that is what would be exposed on your show. All like I'm coming on your platform, technically, even though it's Les's platform, it's technically I'm on Celeste's platform for right now, because I'm in your space. And you're exposing me to these individuals that are watching today.
Well, you know what?
It's not about saying I want a show. The show just is a byproduct of you sharing your story and your gift with the rest of the world.
But I think it's so critical. I think we all came pre-packaged with special gifts and talents, unique ones. And as Les Brown and Miles Monroe often says, the richest place on the planet is the cemetery, where we die with our goals, with our books and songs that have never been sung, and books not written, and speeches not given, and all of these things. If we don't bring it to the world will never have our unique approach to it. There are other people that write books and sing, of course, but our unique combination, there's no one like you who's listening. All of us are individual and unique, and we can contribute to the growth, to the positive energy in our world. Or negative. We can do either one.
Negative. Regardless, we're going to be known for something positive or negative. That dash, we're going to be remembered how we made a difference with the life that we were given. And I want my dash to make a difference for sure. Right. My gifts and talents won't be mad with me when I go to my grave. Anyway, They won't.
That's great, which is the way to go. I think that's perfect. And with technology today, we have the opportunity, just like the person in Kenya, across the world, they can get your message. Do you know when you travel? I know you've had a chance to travel a lot, and I've been privileged to travel great many countries. And we are really blessed a lot here in the United States, and we take a lot for granted. But there are people's lives you can speak into and share insights and suggestions and inspiration. I mean, we can do things even in our homes. You know, a lot of us are more homebound because of the virus and what have you. But with the technology, we have the capacity to reach people across the world or across the street. Either way, it's making that impact. And I love what you're doing, Kim, is taking your gifts, your talents, and your ups and downs. Hey, Les does it. We all do it. We have days that we're on top of the world and those that we're not so on top of the world. But people can connect to you, right? Is that true?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are people that totally can connect because they get to see that we're transparent and able to share different parts of our story. And they're able to say, oh, so if this woman experienced this, and I don't know in what direction we're going in with the interview here in totality. So I'm not going to just share certain pieces unless you ask me to, but there are some pieces of my story that other people are like, how is she able to do that? If she can overcome these things and still be smiling and bringing joy and excitement to the rest of the earth whenever she's experienced so much chaos in her own life, how in the world could I not do what God put in for me to do? And my excuse is what? That I'm nervous. Well, then get a coach. I'm scared. I'm not sure if people are going to accept what I'm saying. The people that will accept what you're saying is the people that are supposed to be experiencing you, because the whole world misses out if you don't use your one gift and talent that God put inside of you. He didn't put that gift inside of everyone. He put Celeste can sing like an angel. Okay. I can lip sync. You sing and I'll lip sync.
There we go.
I can't sing, but it's okay because that's not my talent. It's hers. So we have to use what God put inside of us and what he trusted us with. He gave and trusted us with a specific gift that he wants us to bring to this earth and to salt the earth with it. And when we let it die inside of us, the whole world misses out and nobody can recreate what was for you to bring to the universe.
Yeah. You know, let's talk about the story about the people on their deathbed, right? And lying there, and around you are all of those ideas and visions, and they're angry. They're looking at the person in the bed with angry eyes, and we came to you for life. And now when you die, we have to die with you. It's just that visual. When he says that, it just reminds me. But Kim, I want to dive in a little bit more on your title, and then we're going to get more into how people can connect with you. But you say the Balance Doctor. Where did that come from? You talked about juggling many things. Give us a little insight more on who Kim is and how you came up with that title.
Well, the title, just is so you know, from a simplicity perspective, one of my friends, Sean Hall, she was brainstorming with me and she was like, Kim, you wear so many hats. Flat out, between her and my son, Frankie, they were like, you're the Balance Doctor. And that was how they coined that title during a brain dump type of session. But many people across my journey were just asking me for advice and saying, you know, you wear so many different hats. And how in the world can you balance and manage all of these different aspects, ranging from being a business owner, being a mother of 5 children, being at the time pastor's wife and in ministry, leading God's people in that capacity, and then also being in the pharmaceutical industry at the time and traveling the country with Les Brown and all of these hats. I'm founder of a nonprofit organization that had yielded over $5 million in grant funding, federal funding. It's, you know, it's like, how can you do these things without going under? And hence I was termed the Balance Doctor.
Okay. What's one tip that you would give a person, like with people that are struggling right now, you know, with their own realities, with the loss of life? So many people are still, especially around the holidays right now. I was sharing with my prayer group just this morning that we really want to lift up and pray, those that believe in prayer, for those families in particular who have lost loved ones. It's always a challenge, but we have lots of families who've lost loved ones. And around the holidays, especially, it's that empty chair. It's that the time when family is lifted up as, joy-filled, and we may be feeling heavy, and people have lost income. Some have gotten them back, some have not. What do you say? What are some of the things that you would share, Kim, with people to lift them up at this point?
Yeah. I'm glad you asked that, Celeste, because we know that over 700,000 people, their families are still here on this earth to be able to carry on in life without their loved ones, with the whole pandemic that's happened and all of the things with Black Lives Matter and all, you name it, the government at odds with each other. It's been so much chaos in the land. And we know that that chaos can enter into our homes and into our individual lives. With me, I had, and one thing that I always tell people is that I never understood, and I'm going to go back and answer the full question, but I never understood why people would consider, Celeste, taking their own lives. I just never understood that and couldn't process it, right? Well, on April 8th, I'll tell you a brief story. On April 8th, 2015, we had a Bible study, and the Bible study topic was about suicide. And I stood up, and I didn't say it cocky or arrogant or anything, but I was like, you know what? Under no circumstances would I ever take my life. And I said that. And I said, you know what? If anybody ever tells you that I would take my life, they're lying, because I would never do that. So investigate it.
Okay.
But on April 9th, that evening, I realized why people would lose hope, because my son, my 12-year-old son, transitioned home. And and Les teaches us this in our training: don't tell a story that you can't come back from. And that's a part of the training. If you're not a part of the Les Brown speakers training, you would know that you never tell a story that you can't come back up from. So I'm not going to deep dive in it, but what I will tell you is that the compassion that I have for people now, that I know they lose hope and they don't realize that there's another way out. I have the compassion from a balanced doctor perspective with that, because I saw it for myself firsthand when I asked the doctor to take my heart and to put it in my son's non-beating heart. And I did that on a volunteer basis, and they thought I was crazy, Celeste, right? They were like, "We ain't taking your heart." I said, "No, I'm an organ donor," right? But they were like, "Get out of here, lady." Needless to say, from a balanced perspective, I want people to recognize that the chaos that you may experience in your own life, you got to break that thing down and compartmentalize. Let's just start with just compartmentalize your life.
Okay.
You cannot do everything at one time. There are some things that can become overwhelming and be a bit too much.
Absolutely.
So compartmentalize that. I was just telling one of my family members, it's a heavy topic we need to talk about. And I was like, after my interview, I cannot talk about it right now. And I know that. So compartmentalize as much as you can. I'm telling you this as a tip. Compartmentalize and say, I'm going to do it. It's important, but I can't do it right now.
Right. Yes.
That's C. Okay. You want me to keep talking or wait till you ask me another question?
No, I want you to keep. Well, let me just say this. I do want you to tell me another point on that, because I think that's a really good tip for people, is compartmentalize. And matter of fact, I think when I think of you, Kim, one of the things that I didn't share with the audience already, because you're manifesting it right now, is you're a voice of hope, right? And you're part of my group that we started 100,000 Voices of Hope in Action. And you're one of the members. And right now you're demonstrating why, because you are providing the kinds of things, the insight, the stories, the suggestions, the tips to help lift people up and give them hope. And that's so critical right now. So give us one more. I won't take all of your time, but give us one more. You talked about compartmentalizing as one of the tips. What's another one that can help people to navigate the things that we're going through right now?
I think one thing that helps me navigate is knowing that whatever season I'm in life, I'm in a specific season, and God already knew that that season was going to happen in my life. And so I think it's so important, as we're balancing our lives in this journey called life, that we recognize that we're not necessarily out of balance or out of God's will when some difficult things and some difficult circumstances happen in our lives that were unforeseen or unbeknownst to us. So don't get discouraged in whatever the area is that you're focused on, or whatever season you find yourself in. Don't get discouraged in that journey, because that God already knew that you were going to be there, and he already has an answer for you to be able to get through that part of your life.
That is so good. You know, let me just talk about something that just happened, right? I know you probably heard the phone ring. Did you hear the buzz?
Yeah, I heard it. I tried to keep on talking like, oh.
And you did great. You did great, which is what we should do. But here's the lesson. Life has so many lessons along the way. Don't be distracted. You know, things will happen. Okay, you keep pressing on. Isn't that important? Because sometimes
it's very important.
Man, you get flustered. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, it wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. Let's keep going. We can do that in our lives. This was a simple phone, but it could be an incident. It could be anything that happens.
Anything. Life you have to focus. You have to focus and be flexible. Be flexible in knowing that at the end of the day, we may anticipate one thing to be that this is how it's going to go. Right. This is how it's going to flow. But you might have to make an adjustment and say, you know what? I need to turn and make a different decision. And don't be so hard on yourselves. Every single step matters. And sometimes we're not willing to celebrate the small success and the small steps in our lives. But we should take a moment to say that every baby step matters along this journey. And ask for help. Ask for help. Ask Les Brown, ask Celeste, ask mentors and coaches for the help. If you're missing something in a specific area of your life, why sit there just with it being missing? Ask, and the door shall be a knock, and the door shall be open. Ask, and you will receive.
And you know, Les would say, ask for help, and not because you're weak. No, but because you want to remain strong. And then he added another piece, because I've traveled and heard him a lot of times. He'll say, ask for help and don't stop until you get it.
And you know I'm the master of that. Let's be like, if this girl don't stop texting.
You do have persistence as a piece. Hello. And we love it because you know what? I don't have to worry about trying to remember. Kim will hear from Kim, and that's a great thing. You know, but these are tips, ladies and gentlemen, that we can use in our day-to-day lives, right? We need to compartmentalize. We need to ask for help. We need to be persistent. We need to be clear. We need to be focused on what we want to do. Have your goal, have your vision in your mind. Work on that. We're going to be starting one of the things that I'm inviting you to online right now, Kim. I'm going to be doing some things on Design Your Life for the next couple of weeks, for the end of this year. Sessions that people come in and we'll walk you through some of the processes so that you're ready to be the best you in 2022. All right, now, the best you in 2022. We want you to stay tuned. CelesteJohnson.com. We're going to work on that. But right now, we're talking about Kim Jacobs, who's going to be a part of it. She don't know, but she's going to be a part of
anything you do, Celeste, so you know, so it's okay. You can make that public proclamation that Kim Jacobs.
There we go. Because we're going to help you. We want you to, right now, she said, ask for help. We're offering help. We're going to provide you with vehicles and tools and ideas and strategy and encouragement. So when we walk in, we still have 2 weeks in this year, but going into the next year, what do we want to do? But Kim, what if they want to have their own show? How do they get in touch with you? What do they do? You talked about your program. How do they come in? You're a consultant. We talked about that, but give us more detail on how they can connect with you.
So all you have to do is go to kimjacobsconsulting.com, and everything you need to know is there. And what right now I'm actually offering a 25% discount off of the regular price through December 31st. So you can go ahead and secure your space, and then we'll have all of the dates set up in the new year as to when we'll have your one-on-one sessions. And the other thing that I'm proud to announce, Celeste, is that we've been given the opportunity to now offer 360 days same as cash. And that's for this. Yes, for the 6-week program, you can actually get 360 days same as cash. And you can look at the option on kimjacobsconsulting.com. And the other option is if you're interested just in StreamYard training only, because some ministries and some professors and attorneys and school directors, you name it, presenters, motivational speakers, they don't always want to have a show, but they want to be able to know how to operate this particular platform. Everything from A to Z. I go through every single button and what it means. And I can, because Celeste, I can't believe you haven't done this training yet.
I know. I was just thinking, well, I'm signing me up.
You're like, I need to be doing this. every single thing that I know about StreamYard. And because maybe I don't know if it's my upbringing or what, I grew up in the projects. And so I know how to do hair, nails, every stuff I would never tell people I know how to do. But I had to know as a child growing up in the project. So I know all of the bootleg version stuff of StreamYard that you're not going to get if you just go through a regular tutorial. But we do have that as well, StreamYard only training. And we do have financing. I think it's 180 days, 180 days, same as cash for the StreamYard training as well.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. So Kim, I'm signing up. Okay, we got to go through the training so I can be your case study, right? But yeah, because it is a great platform. I mean, there's different ones out there. And Les uses this, I use this, you use it, because you can do the multiple channels, the multiple vehicles, whatever works for you, depending on how many you want to do at the same time. And it is a pretty exciting opportunity. So please go to KimJacobsConsulting.com, KimJacobsConsulting.com. And as she said, she's offering 25% off through the end of this year, December 31st at midnight, 25% off. So take advantage of it now. Christmas is coming. You want to know what you get? Ask people to buy this for you. What a wonderful thing. Set you up to win in 2022. I am so excited about that. Kim, tell us some more. What is the other thing that we need to know about you?
Well, if I could leave just a few more tips, I just want to make sure you know that you can't do everything, but maybe identify that one thing that you really want to really get accomplished, and don't overthink it. Just say, okay, this is something that is like my main thing that I really want to have happen in my life, and then backpedal and fill in the blanks backwards, if that makes sense, where you'll go back and say, so what steps do I need to take on a day-to-day basis to accomplish that particular goal? And you're not going to be able to do everything in a given day. There are some things that are mandatory must-dos. Put those as a top priority at the beginning of your day, whatever your day looks like. If you're more of a morning person, do it first thing in the morning. If you're an afternoon person, do it in your biological clock. What is the best time for you to get those must-dos done? And then the rest of the stuff, carry it over. And even on the next day, it may or may not be important on that day because something else may have become more of a priority. You can only do what you can do. Yes. And what you have been gifted to do is more than enough. And have spiritual accountability. I am accountable to my Lord and my Savior. And you can be accountable to whatever you want to hang your soul on. I never judge people one way or the other, but I know because I am accountable to my higher being, then I want to be able to hear, well done, Kim, that you did not leave any stone unturned. Whatever you thought I put inside of you, you used that and you lived full, as Les Brown says, and I died empty. I didn't leave any stone unturned. Don't leave a stone unturned because you don't know which one is going to be the blessing under that stone for your life.
You know, that is so good. And when you were talking, Kim, you reminded me of something I touched on a little bit ago, this program about being very clear and following up and having your goals. And that ULA program that we're in, ULA, W-O-L-L-A. That's where it came from. ULA. And
I heard you, ULA owners.
ULA. Yeah, it's a really exciting thing that really takes what you just said and puts it in using technology, right? So you can use your phone, you can use your computer. That helps you not only do your assessment, like what you're talking about, is what we do. That's what I think we both found attractive about it.
I love it. Yeah.
And now I'm excited to use it as a tool to be able to do the assessment, figure out the areas in your life that you want to develop or work on a little bit more. What are those goals that you have? Wow. And then having an accountability built in that you can and customize your training based on what you said. It's just a phenomenal thing. So for those of you who want to be interested in knowing about that, reach out to us because ULA, I think it's myula.com/Celeste. And Kim and I are working together in that arena. And it really is a foundational tool that can help to expand and do what Kim just talked about. So check it out. Let us know how we can be supportive in that regard as well. Kim, I am excited to have this opportunity once more to share with you. I learned some new things about you. I mean, of course, you got the 5 kids. That's enough for the balance doctor, right? Juggling them. And I know you have your hands full and you still have this amazing smile in the midst of it all. I really am thrilled to call you friend, colleague, and to be able to do some work with you. So please go to kimjacobsconsulting.com, kimjacobsconsulting.com. Go there today, not tomorrow. Go today, tonight, and check it out. Remember, Christmas is just a few days away.
Yes.
Treat yourself. Or if someone says, hey, what can I get you for Christmas? You know what? I really would love to explore having my own show or just really learning about StreamYard. I have an opportunity. There's a phenomenal woman, Kim Jacobs, that I heard about, that she has this program and she's selling for 25% off till the end of the year. This would be a great gift. It's something. How many of you get gifts that you really don't like? Okay, don't.
Girl. Just please and let me invest in myself. I want to invest in myself.
Just give me the money. Let me buy the gift I want, right? I mean, you get the little sweater. Oh, that's so cute. It's like the wrong size, wrong color, or perfume. I try to tell
do I look like a medium? Do I look like I'm a size medium? Do not buy me a medium. I don't care. I'm not in denial. I need a bigger size.
Absolutely. So this would be
a question too, right quick when you get done.
Go ahead. What's the question?
I was just gonna say, can I make sure that I mention something about my 3 children that I want to say something about my additional children that are here on this earth, my 4 children. Because I don't want to just talk about Gabe, who transitioned. We started Gabe's Heart Foundation, and we keep his heart beating through the organization. So people donate, and we do Doing It Gabe's Way random acts of kindness. But I also have Frank Jr. is our 24-year-old, and he's the one that's like the e-commerce mastermind guy who's taught me everything that I know. So he's poured into me, hence that's how I'm able to pour into other people. And he's a student at UNC Chapel Hill. Then we have our 20-year-old son, which is Ivan. And Ivan's a student at UNC Charlotte. He has cystic fibrosis. And he's lost about 100 pounds, Celeste. And I know you've seen some of the transformation stuff, but he's lost over 100 pounds, all self-taught, and has done a great job. He wants to be the first NFL player to play with cystic fibrosis. And he is on a mission to help people know that they can accomplish their goals, even with that life-limiting, debilitating disease type of thing. Then we have Jeremiah, and Jeremiah Jacobs. If you ever go to any of my pages, you'll see him doing some kind of Spider-Man dance. He wants to be the Miles Morales of Black Spider-Man.
Okay.
And he's one of the ambassadors with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, because he too, at 16 years old, he is kicking cystic fibrosis in the head. So he lives every day with CF, and he's created this thing called King Trials that he's actually created to just give himself some challenges. And on his vision board, he's done a fantastic job. So I want you to know about him. And my daughter, our daughter, Jayla, is the last one I'll talk about. And Jayla is 13. And she is an animation queen. She draws everything from a blank canvas on her YouTube channel called Wonder Beast. She wants her channel to grow, Wonder Beast. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see it featured. She has like 300 some subscribers, but she wants y'all to subscribe to Wonder Beast. And you'll see all of her drawings that she draws from scratch.
You are a proud mama.
Brilliant. She's writing a book. And she's written 15 chapters on a book that she has that she wants like 50 chapters of. And it's a science fiction type of sci-fi fantasy novel that she's writing. Okay. And she's a gardener. And she too has cystic fibrosis. So I want you to know, out of the 30,000 people that have cystic fibrosis, which African Americans typically don't have this disease, 3 of the African Americans live in my house that live with cystic fibrosis. So keep them all in your prayers and hope that they will become the first at what they endeavor to do with CF.
And that's pretty powerful right there. And I know we've got, our time is wrapping up, but thank you so much for sharing the insight about Frank Jr., which I think is going to be the one I adopt, the son I adopt to help me with my, I don't have any children, so I'll adopt 1 or 2 of yours, and Ivan and Jeremiah and Jayla. So one last thing I know this wasn't part of the plan here, but you know, you have been an incredible mother, wife, and just business person, but particularly with, as you said, children who have been challenged a little bit with the CF, right? What do you say to women, to mothers, to even fathers who have children who are challenged? And, you know, no matter what the challenge may be, it takes a little extra, it takes something more. Do you have any words of wisdom or encouragement that you could share with them as we get ready to wrap up?
Yes. I encourage you to allow your children to explore every possibility in their own lives. Les talks to us about it's possible, it's necessary. It's necessary for us to believe in our children and to believe in their goals and their dreams. If they think that they can play a sport or develop a certain gift or talent, let them explore all of the possibilities and just be their biggest cheerleader. Let them know that you are there to support them on this journey. When my daughter has to go to the hospital for 10 days stays, I take my luggage bag and I check in with her. I do not leave that hospital for any appointments. I don't care what I have to balance because I want to make sure that she knows that I'm here. I'm being here now with you. So be here now.
Be in the present.
Children and be present with them and help and believe in them and pray for them on this journey. That's my advice to you. Just be the best parent you can be because God gave them to you for a reason. He trusted you with them.
Yes. And you know, that is so powerful. That's really simple, but powerful. We can only do what we can do. We're not trying to be Superwoman or Superman. We're trying to do the best that we can do. Yes. And God in his wisdom gave us what we need to accomplish all of those things. So really excited. Thank you so much for those words, Kim. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And not only the show, please visit Kim Jacobs' show. If you, one way to find it really easily is to go to, I might have put it up here, go to YouTube. Here you can go. Here's her address, youtube.com/Kim Jacobs Show. I think if you go to YouTube and Google, you'll find Kim Jacobs Show, but this is the one way to get to it directly. Make sure you go to her website, the KimJacobsConsulting.com, and you can find all the information that you need there. You can find out how you can learn how to start your own show. You can find out if you want to know more just about a StreamYard. You can just find out about this wonderful woman and having her as someone that you can connect with. I am thrilled to have her in on my phone, my date book here, to be able to pick up the phone and call because she has just an amazing energy. Any last words before we wrap up, Kim? We're going to go.
I just want to salute you and honor you, Celeste, because you are always working behind the scenes and helping Les, and people don't have a clue. You all that are watching on this platform, and I hope across every time you could air this over and over and over again, Celeste Johnson is one of the wind beneath the wings of Les Brown. And I just want to say thank you for all that you do, all of the trainings that you're on. You're at everything. How is that possible? How can you be at all of the trainings and things that Les Brown is pushing out into the world? And there's so much that this man is doing at 77 years old. Yes. And he has to have somebody that's kind of like alongside him on the journey. And Celeste, you're doing a great job, a great job of supporting him. And so I just want to say thank you. And I thank everyone that believes in everything that Les Brown is doing because he is a living legend. And he has made a tremendous difference on this earth. So all of us, let's give him his flowers while he's alive. As much kudos and exposure to the rest of the world. Don't let one person miss out on hearing a Les Brown quote or a Les Brown training or anything that this man is pouring into us while he's still here on this earth. All right, that's it. I'm gonna get off because I
know, but you're right. I mean, he is a legend for sure, and he has made it possible for us to spend this time with you all. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen who tuned in. We appreciate your comments. Take some of the things we talked about and put them into place. Remember to be determined to make yourself and become the best you in 2022. Stay tuned. We'll be announcing some of the things we're going to be doing, designing your life, ULA, all of those things. Stay tuned. You'll hear back from us very soon. And thank you, Les Brown. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Les. Thank you, studio audience. I love each of you, whether I know you or not. I love all of you.
That's right. All right. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye. This is Celeste. Bye-bye.
Celeste, the East for the West.
That's right.
The best from